Going back to confident, articulate, and presentable, I would make the case that, so I think one of my frustrations with the school system is I've known people in the school system who basically tell parents, if you don't do what we tell you to do, your child's life will be ruined.
Yeah.
Sometimes bluntly, sometimes not so bluntly. I would say confidence is something that any parent can tell. Is their child becoming more confident or less confident? And although, we don't want to, pull your kid out because they had one bad day, but I would say if over the period of weeks and especially months, if your child is not feeling more confident, for me as a parent, or as somebody who cares about children, alarm bells go off in my head. And the kid is not becoming more confident, it's like ambulance, call the ambulance, something's going on. You're nodding, Matt. What would you add to that, if anything?
Well, I mean, I to unpack it a little bit more for parents, why does confidence matter? Confidence, I mean, I guess there's some artificial kind of confidence, bravado, and that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about the confidence that comes from knowing that you can solve problems, you can learn what you need to learn, and you can exist with other adults equitably. Right. That to me is a type of confidence that, again, doesn't show up usually with kids coming out of school. Capable of learning, right? The confidence that comes from saying and knowing, gosh, when something comes along my way, or if I have a job opportunity, I need to learn some skill. Yep, I can do that. I know I can do it. I've done it. No problem. In school, it's the opposite, which is here's stuff that you don't want to learn, and we're going to force you to learn it. And the kids that say, you know what, I don't want to learn this, and the kids that dig their heels in, the kids that struggle with that, come away feeling like they can't learn. And that, to your point, Michael, is extremely dangerous, because a kid who feels like they can't learn, right? Let me just talk about like black boys or boys of color. Kid who thinks that they don't have any ability to learn, they're on the streets, because that life doesn't require a ton of learning. You can get started right away. So yes, it is. This is life or death stuff in many circumstances. Most families, most parents don't really talk about it in those terms. And Michael, you may recall that my background is actually healthcare administration. I ran medical practices at a children's hospital. And so for parents listening, the comparison I give is what happens when a parent walks into a hospital with a child who's really sick. That parent is an advocate. That parent watches who's touching their child. That parent asks questions. That parent says, I need to understand what you're doing and why. And if they don't like it, they're going to put their foot down and call it, and demand something else. And the healthcare system is actually ready for that. They expect that. That's normal behavior. But parents don't realize that when your kids are in a schooling context, it's just as dangerous, right? The kid who doesn't feel that they can learn things, that kid is in trouble, not just in the short term, in the long term. So parents, the courage comes from a recognition that my child is actually in harm's way. And I need, as a parent, as the adult in the room, I need to now step in and do the thing that the child needs me to do. That's a different framing of parent engagement. I don't even like that term.